Hey guys, what is up? AwesomeTheSauce here. Hope you guys are having a great day and welcome to a much awaited, much requested video. Today we're going to be talking about queue times in Wizard101. Now, if you guys have been watching the streams for a while, you've probably seen this in effect. I have recently been losing my mind waiting to get a game. Now, before I get into the technical aspects of the problem, I want to talk about something, all right, man? I want to talk about the psychological aspects of the problem, all right? There's nothing worse than losing really, really badly and feeling that level of motivation rise to now wreck the next person with your everlasting fury, and then you just can't get a match, and then you lose all the fuel, and you lose all of the drive, and then you can't take your anger out on people. There's something to be said about that. So I just want to say that the reason I'm making this video isn't as much about, oh, I'm tired of waiting. No, I'm tired of losing and then not getting another match to redeem myself quickly. But you know, the psychology of waiting forever for a match aside, I did want to talk about queue times because I don't think it's as simple of a problem as people are making it out to be. And I wanted to try to take an unbiased look into why the queue times, the changes happened, like why are they the way that they are, and how they could be a lot better, because I feel like there's a huge misfire on KI's part. I'm just gonna be honest. Let's focus on really what they did, right? If you're unfamiliar with the actual kiosk change, basically they took out what used to be basically a prompt that said you were going to get an unfair match. There was no indication of what an unfair match really meant. It was just that it's out of your skill level. So let's say that I was a level 65 legendary necromancer, right? Let's say I was a level 65 on that ass. If I got a match and it gave me that prompt, then essentially I would accept that game, given the knowledge that I'm either going to get someone who's unfairly higher rank than me, but at the same level, or just much higher level than me. So like I could, as a level 65, get someone who was a level 100. And previously, before this little change to the actual queue, you could actually get any level of person. I don't know if this was intended, if this was a glitch. I remember there were like dev notes that came out that were talking about like level bands. So basically, like if you're a level 60, the highest level that you could possibly get is level 70. That's what they talked about. And yet, that's not what we saw before this change anyways. So, it was very basically unfair for a level 65. Even if you got the unfair prompt, it didn't tell you enough information to know whether you're going to get an unfair match or an unwinnable match. So this queue change, what it did is it removed the unfair prompt, meaning you are not able to get an unfair match anymore. Even if you want to get an unfair match, you're not able to get it anymore. Now, this comes with some pluses and minuses. What the plus is that if you are going to get a match, you don't have to guess whether it's unfair for this reason, that reason. There's none of that guesswork. You're going to expect someone similar to your level, similar to your rank. There is something really good about that. And in a perfect world, if we lived in a perfect world where a bunch of people were in queue all the time, you would actually, this wouldn't really be an issue. Like, you know, like if there were always, I don't know, a bunch of level 140s around 1350 rank, my life wouldn't have to wait forever in queue to get a match. The problem is that is not how the queue is. If there is a queue in specific where there are no level 140s that are above 900 rank, the way the kiosk works right now is I would be in queue literally forever until somebody at level 140, at least 900 rank, jumps into queue. I would literally be in queue forever. And the trade-off to that is that now, if you go in to the queue, you might see things like, you know, well, we only see level 40s, but you know, you might see level 60s, you might see level 50s, but the point that I want to make is that even though there are fair games at lower levels, take a look at the queue at any time, right? These are level 140s. You know, dude, if you take a look at the queue at any time, they're almost always level 140s. This is pretty much who queues up right now. So yes, I think the needs of low-level PvP are very, very important, but painting with a broad stroke when it comes to making sure they have good matches and screwing over max PvP is not a good solution. It screws over more people than it helps. I think another reason why this is such a big issue is that now they've made the game a lot slower. Look at this game. We're 6 minutes in, and they've each done about 2,000 damage to each other. If this were before 6 minutes in, the game would almost be over. That's not a bad thing. That's actually very exciting for some people. Depending on how you like to play the game, this is a good thing. But I don't think that making this specific change to the queue was good when you also slowed down the meta as much as you did. What it does is it keeps people in queue for 30 minutes, at least, if there isn't someone at their rank, even if there are people fighting in the arena at that time, right? So literally, you would have to wait for this match to end. It could probably take 24 more minutes. Who knows? You have no idea how long it'll take. And I think the biggest shame of all of this is that it's actually a really fun meta. I've seen more strats the past few days than I've seen in ages, and it's really, really exciting. My issue is, if you're not going to get a match that quickly, you're also going to be incentivized to just not queue up. Like, if I'm in queue for 20 minutes as a player, and I just don't get anything, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm just going to farm or something, you know? I think for me, it's different because I like to stream PvP for a few hours in a row. So for me, it's a little different. But I think for the average player, if you're not going to get a match, you're going to, I don't know, maybe you'll do Beast Moon. Maybe you'll do Decathlon if it's running. Maybe you'll go fishing. Maybe you'll go pet train. Who knows, right? You'll engage in other side activities. PvP is being sold out for other side activities with queue times this long. That's all I gotta say. Now, I don't want to just complain about it. As we said, there are positives to this, right? There are low levels that are able to queue up, even though it sells out against the majority of PvPers who are high level at any given time. You could literally check the queue. But I feel like there are ways to do this in a way that doesn't affect queue times as much. One solution is make it so that you can opt into an unfair rank match. So bring back the opt-in, but do not allow yourself to be able to be ranked up against people of different levels. I don't just think it's crazy for someone without Shadow Magic to go against someone with Shadow Magic. I think it's pretty crazy for a level 60 to go against level 90. If someone with Waterworks gear goes against someone with Tartarus gear, it's not a fair matchup regardless. So you can keep the level restrictions fairly tight. I think no one actually has an issue with that. And if you happen to be the only level 90 in queue, well, fine. I guess it's going to be harder for you to get a match. But at least you're not selling out the vast majority of 140 players that are trying to get a match. And this way, if there are other level 140s, you can easily get them regardless of your rank. Now, I do think that it's important to talk about a very important argument here, and that's that you don't want warlords, like, you know, maybe someone with my rank, for example, just farming a bunch of low-ranked people. And honestly, I do think that's a good argument. I think a lot of people were doing that. I think ranks got very inflated before this queue time change, because a warlord could get a sergeant. You could literally have gotten Solar Surge, I believe, and then you rank down so that you still have Solar Surge, but you're lower rank, and then you can still get warlords. Like, it was that much of a change. So maybe instead of making it unlimited rank, maybe 1,000 rank up and down, or maybe 500 rank up and down. So, like, for example, right, if I have 1350 rank, then I could get anyone from 700 rank or, you know, 2000 rank or something like that, you know, approximately. I feel like that would be cool at least, because then, you know, you're also not getting people that are super higher ranked than you. And, you know, you could make the rules different for people with like 4,000 and 5,000 rank. Maybe the ranges could get a lot bigger as you rank up. But I feel like then you could prevent people that are pretty high warlords to not get like sergeants, you know? I feel like that's a better solution than whatever this is, which is literally that. Let's say that I have, I don't know, 1,000 rank, right? I am more likely with 1,000 rank to get someone with 5,000 rank than I am to get someone with 800 something rank, even though our ranks are closer. I don't think you're magically conferred some kind of skill with this warlord badge. I just don't see that. I feel like a lot of commanders can compete against warlords just as easily as a warlord can compete against any other warlord. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this title brings as much worth as they're giving it when it comes to how they're making queue times. But beyond all of this, I think the ultimate solution is to allow anyone to rank against anyone, but then instate an elo system. Now, an elo system, for people that are unfamiliar, basically takes into account the rank of your opponent and your rank before giving you rank for winning or losing or tying. And I honestly think that this should be their solution in the long run. I really do, and I hope that if they do make that as a change, it could be soon, because honestly, then queue times wouldn't even be a problem. The way it would work, right? Let's say that I have 1,300 rank and I lose to someone with 500 rank. They will gain a lot more than 16 rank, and I will lose a lot more than 16 rank. That being said, if I have 1,000 rank and someone has 4,000 rank and I happen to lose, I'm not going to lose 16 rank. I'm going to lose a lot less. An elo system would also be great, because right now you can literally just be toxic and tie the game. Like, if you're going against someone and they shrike at the end of the game, around the end of the game, all you have to do is dispel and hit them, and chances are, even if they kill you first, their backlash will then kill them, and then it becomes a really stupid and anticlimactic tie. A tie would actually have meaning. So basically how a tie would work is, let's say that someone has 2,000 rank and they're going against someone with, I don't know, 1,500 rank, right? If there's a tie, then the 1,500 rank person will gain a little bit of rank and the 2,000 rank person will lose a little bit of rank. There would be an incentive to tie, and it would actually make it not just like a spoiler tactic. It would be a really good thing. So for those reasons altogether, I do think an elo system is the best way to fix queue times altogether. That being said, I hope that the fix to this is sooner than later. I think more people are being driven away from PvP than are being attracted to it right now. I don't think it incentivizes you to play the game when you have to wait so much time to get a badge. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, guys, those are my 2 cents. You know, it's been a very frustrating process trying to queue up against people, and I wanted to discuss why they did it, which there are good reasons, and how they might address those reasons in a less extreme way or with an elo system. What do you guys think is the solution to the queue times? Do y'all think an elo system would fix everything? Do you guys think it's easy to implement an elo system? Or maybe you actually like this. Are you a low level and this is the best thing you've gotten in a while? I don't know. Maybe I'm being biased. As always, y'all, drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub if you're new. There's tons of links in the description, including my Twitch, my Twitter, my Discord, my Instagram, and of course my Patreon. And as always, if somebody hasn't told they're awesome today, they doing something wrong, drop a comment. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions. Stay awesome. And yeah, y'all.